Hey Lee, I got something right up your alley.
So what, like kinky and Asian?
I don't even want to say yes, but kinda. Based on the popular Japanese sci-fi comic strip, Wicked City is about a futuristic Hong Kong on the verge of a takeover by reptoids. Ruthless monsters disguised as humans. They work among us, they live within us, and their destiny is our demise. Packed with non-stop action and special effects, Wicked City will glue you to the screen until the astonishing end. Alright guys, here we're going to talk about the movie Wicked City. 1992's Wicked City. Lee had just seen this one before.
I had not, but I've heard of this property. My understanding is it has an anime and some other stuff and things going on there. I've seen none of it though.
Yeah, I had not seen the anime. I had never seen this movie before, but I had seen the box. I never read the box, but I'd seen the cover for so long that in the old rental store I used to go to, when they closed down, I bought this because I was like, one day I will check this movie out.
I will dabble.
And today is that day. So, what's your non-spoilers thoughts of Wicked City?
You should probably see it. It's wild. It's suffering a little from certain things that a lot of anime, especially of the time, suffered from, with the way things are translated and the way things are kind of like shown to us and stuff. I was very confused for sections of this, and I may still be, so that'll be an interesting point for us. But I would say it's got charmingly old, weird effects.
Definitely.
And again, wild is the best I can to describe it. It goes places and then it keeps going, and it's kind of nuts.
No, yeah, it grabbed me from the start where I was like, oh, what is this? This is gonna be a treat. Let's enjoy this. So yeah, I would say definitely a thumbs up to watch this movie. Do I 100% know exactly what went on through the whole movie? Not really, but will I talk about it in spoilers for sure? So if you've seen it, I don't care, false over there, and if not, pull out now.
If you need a place to rent content, you better listen. We're Cannibal Video and we eat the competition.
All right, so here we are for the spoilers of Wicked City. Lee, so tell me what you really thought about Wicked City.
It's wild. Part of the way through, I was like, I need to go read the synopsis or do something. I've lost track of who's who and what's happening.
From almost the beginning, I had trouble keeping track of which person was the what are they called?
Reptoid.
Reptoid, and which one wasn't.
Yes.
And I was like, the cooler guy is the blah blah. And then I was like, wait a minute, is the nerdier guy the blah blah? Because the way certain things were happening.
It wasn't that I couldn't tell the two guys apart. It was that one guy kept doing certain scenes with his glasses off.
Hey.
And then,
that might have been it.
And then something would happen, and I'd be like, is this a third guy? What is this now? And that is, it's so crazy. It's great.
It's me!
So the movie opens and there's this scene in a hotel and the guy is sent there to kill this girl who's really a reptoid, and that fight scene plays out and there's amazing things. It's very fast. A lot of shit is happening. There's some cool practical effects. There's some weird shit, and I was just like, this movie might be amazing.
Yeah, she morphs into I think a spider lady. And it's a weird. It's like her head on a weird Muppet body thing. It's great. It's pretty good.
So and it's not really ever explained to you like reptoid kind of means demon. Reptoid is not what we would a reptoid to me. If you were to say a reptoid, I go lizard man.
Lizard man.
That's what I'm thinking.
No.
And I went into this not reading the back of the box. I looked at a few pictures.
That's a good way to do it.
And in one of the pictures, there's someone who looks kind of like a reptile man.
You despised him, rejected him, and alienated him.
So I was like, okay, I know what a reptoid is once they mentioned reptoid. The front is a lady that's just is a tar-looking monster.
How are you? You're inside of me, and welcome.
Who ended up being an elevator. As dumb as that sounds.
You'll soon become a part of me. I like two men at the same time.
And what I love so much is that elevator then gets bewitched into a motorcycle and ridden to death.
You're just a machine. You can't really understand the pleasures of making love.
We're jumping ahead, but this is where I really was like, okay, you've done it to me. This is great.
Yeah.
Cause this is Mr. Shadow. This is the guy who he's the good I keep wanting to say Reptar.
Reptoid, yeah.
The good Reptoid starts to pull like mufflers and tubing and different stuff out of nowhere, and there's dialogue. It's all dubbed and it's crazy. It's
probably poorly dubbed.
It's like a movie was dubbed by just reading the subtitles to you, but like the way they used to do it, where like everything was literal and everything was like crammed in there. It's a treat. But yes, turns the elevator lady into a motorcycle lady and then riots her to death. And it's kinky and weird and it's great.
Move, baby.
I really enjoyed.
Yeah, I
that's
think
when I was like, oh, there are no rules. Everything's just crazy now.
I think I made it till the movie was over, and I was scouring the internet trying to find like I need the history on IMDb, looking for like the things and like Wikipedia, and there was really not a lot listed about this movie, like the things that I wanted to know, like this, that, and another thing. Like learned that it was off of the manga, the anime thing here. I was like, okay, that's cool, but like that's where it kind of explains the whole like these are demons and they're inside people and things and whatever. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Because
you could think of them like mutants. They are like, they live among us and they have crazy
when you get to the one that like
stuff.
this one is an elevator, I'm like, it's a demon that possessed an elevator. I'm like, oh, okay.
What are you doing in there?
Or something like that, because it's not a person, and then there's liquid ones.
No, but there's
there's weird shit.
There's a bunch of goo and stuff happening or something. But that's very anime too. Whenever the ooze shows up, a character goes, liquid Reptoid. It's like, oh my god, like everything's very explicit and very weirdly, like delivered to you.
Liquid Reptoids.
There's a scene where like the ceiling becomes like a big TV, and then someone's shouting like, and I possessed her, and I made you believe this, and now you'll die thinking that.
I possessed your body, but now I don't want you anymore.
And I'm like, are they seeing this right now? Is this for me? What's happening? What's happening? Shaking. Yeah.
The moment that all of the good anti-Reptoid police or whatever were like, use your telekinesis! Yes. I was like, wait a minute, they have telekinesis?
Okay.
Increase it.
They didn't telegraph that beforehand, right? That came out of nowhere?
Which part do you mean?
Someone's falling out of a window and they're like,
yes. Okay.
Increase the energy field. Yes, sir.
Like every one of them mind powers to save some dude.
So like earlier, they are like behind two-way glass or something, and the guy shouts, increase the magnetic field, and several people wearing lab coats stand up and do like Power Ranger poses, like at the window.
Control his energy field.
Expand the magnetic field.
Yeah.
And then, but there's also all this machinery, and someone like flips a switch. So I was like, oh, they're just like really into their job.
I thought that was just some weird, that's just what they do in Japan. I don't know.
That's just how we prove our point here. But yes, then by the end, that same squad, they're wearing suits. He's doing like, oh, and people are like falling down. It's like, oh my god, like what is happening? Like. That's good too. Again, this is like a live action anime in like more ways than one, where like that's totally the type of stuff that would happen.
Sure.
And like saying the names of moves.
It
when you
feels
do them,
like a live action
crazy.
anime,
Yeah.
like down to everything.
But like an old anime, not like the the new Zoomer animes that makes sense.
When he's like attacking with an airplane, I'm like, oh god, he's gonna bring down these towers.
9/11.
And then fucking it like fades through, and the guy says like, your illusions can't hurt me.
Your holograms don't scare me!
But then like a minute later, I'm like, wait a minute, is the plane real or not? Was that an illusion of him like before he got